welcome to another episode of 365 Thoughts on Confidence. I hope you've had the most amazing Monday. Mine was a bit of a C plus day. C for confidence, you see. Just because it's been one of those days. You know how they're not always A plus days. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Abigail and I'm a confidence crusader on a mission to help women elevate their confidence. And I do that through this daily vlog, through my specialist women's portrait photography, and through my conscious confidence program. So if you feel like you could do with a daily boost of confidence, then consider subscribing to the channel. So today is number 78, and the thought of the day reads, confidence is created by doing what needs to get done, even when it's not comfortable. I think it's rather apt that this is the thought of the day, for me at least. That's why it was a C plus day rather than an A plus day. Because, you know, sometimes you've got to do the things that you don't feel like doing, or that they're just icky. They, you know, especially when you run your own business and you kind of have to wear more than one hat. And especially when you are creative, when you're in the creative industry, and you'd much rather be creating pretty things or creating, you know, something with your hands, doing a craft, or, you know, just making what comes from your imagination, making that a reality. We'd much rather be doing that, am I right? But then when it comes to running a business, there's a whole other side of the brain that you have to use. If you are a creative, then invariably you spend a lot more time using the right side of your brain. But because you are earning a living from your creative talents and your creative skills, it means that you have to use the left side of your brain to be able to do the business side of things. And for me, certainly, this side of my brain is not quite as evolved as this side of my brain. Can you relate? And so when it comes to things like organizing and planning and logistics and admin and finances and projecting and all of those kinds of things, that's just not where I am most comfortable. It's just not where I feel the most confident. I'd much rather be busy at a shoot or creating, you know, content for online that I'm going to share, creating videos like this, or messing around with graphics, or figuring out a sales funnel, or tinkering on my website. I'd much rather be doing that kind of thing as opposed to the other side that requires, you know, the left side of the brain, the strategy and the analysis and that kind of thing. It's just not my strong point. But you know what, at the end of the day, if you are in business for yourself, and invariably majority of my clients are entrepreneurs just like me, or freelancers, or small business owners, you know, us women who are being independent and earning a living using our talents and our skills. So that's generally who my clients are, and that does mean that there's a lot that we have to do that doesn't come naturally, that doesn't feel comfortable when we have to do them. But the thing is, there's such a valuable lesson here, because if you just hunker down, if you know, that resistance that comes up that, oh, but I don't feel like doing it, and so then you put it off and you put it off and you put it off, that the amount of energy that goes into putting off the thing that needs to get done and knowing that it's hanging around and that it's waiting to get done, the amount of energy that you spend on that versus the amount of energy that it would take just to figure it out and just to get it done is far more. So if you procrastinate and you put it off, you're going to spend a lot more energy, have a lot more anxiety. That negative self-talk is going to come up far more than if you just struggled through the resistance, struggled through the learning curve and got the thing done. That's been my experience, at least. And you know what, the thing is when I do push through that resistance and I get it done, that's when I feel like, you know what, I'm a superwoman, I can do anything. My confidence soars when I've pushed through that uncomfortable thing, that uncomfortable task that's been weighing on my mind. And invariably, I'm sure you've experienced this too, that once you got it done and you can tick it off the list, you'd be like, why did I take so long to do this? It really wasn't that bad. And yet we build it up in our minds to be this huge thing, and the reality is that it's far easier than what our imagination had created. That's what the ego does. The ego doesn't want you to get uncomfortable, so it's going to over exaggerate how much energy, effort, and how scary this uncomfortable thing is going to be, so that you don't do it, so that you procrastinate. But there's so much energy wasted in that approach. I experience that all the time. And to some degree, I experienced that today. And then eventually I got my ass into gear and I did the thing. And now I can breathe a sigh of relief. I'm like high-fiving myself. I'm like, yeah, I did it. I pushed through. I managed to get that thing done. And why did I think that it would be far worse than it actually was? So confidence levels are up, discomfort levels are down. So much more energy. So do yourself that favor and just do the uncomfortable things that need to get done, so that the energy you have can be spent on elevating your confidence. So that's my thought for the day. What's your opinion? Have you experienced this kind of dilemma before? Let me know in the comments down below, and please give the video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notifications button. And if there's a woman who is in business for herself, if she's freelancing, she is an entrepreneur, maybe she's just started, then please share this video with her. It might just be a little nudge that she needs to help get through that resistance and elevate her confidence. So that's it from me today. I hope you have a fantastic Monday, and I will see you again tomorrow.